It was good. You know, shout out to All In Boxing. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. If you don't know, there was an episode of HBO 24/7, or basically it was a 15-minute mini HBO 24/7 called Road to Golovkin versus Lemieux. It came on right after Matisse versus Postol, somewhere around 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And basically, to be honest with you, I'm kind of disappointed. I feel that they should have dedicated a full episode of 24/7, not just 15 minutes. So to rate it on a scale of 10, I'm going to give it a 7 because it was actually good. We got to look a little bit into the training of Golovkin and Lemieux and a bit about their previous fights. But to us hardcore fans who know who these fighters are, it's like we already know all of this stuff, or we should already know all of this stuff. I wanted to see more about Gennady Golovkin's family, to be perfectly honest, which I know is crazy. But as a reporter, I want to see, what he does, like for free time. I want to know who he is as a person, which is the reason why I want to watch, like reality type shows like HBO 24/7 and All Access, because I want to know who the fighters are. I want to know, like, what does he do on his free time to work on his English? Because we know he's gotten a lot better than that shit he used to talk, that scary shit he used to talk about your parents and telling them to go hide. Remember, what was it? After the Curtis Stevens fight, he said, some shit like, tell your parents I'm coming for you, go hide, or something crazy. So looking at Lemieux is not really too much I know about him outside of the ring, and I'm thinking that's what HBO 24/7 is supposed to be for. But let's talk about the fight. Listen, I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. And think about it like this. I got Golovkin winning. Why? Because David Lemieux has been defeated 2 other times before, one by majority decision, where he was pretty much outboxed by Joaquin Malcine, and another one by stoppage, or basically his corner threw in the towel against, of all people, Marco Antonio Rubio. Golovkin, in some fans' eyes, is regarded as the new pound-for-pound king now that Floyd Mayweather is supposedly or allegedly or rumored to be, or as he says, to be retired. Right now, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is actually considered, as far as ESPN, to be pound for pound. But many fight fans don't really know who he is. Especially American fight fans. They may have heard of him before, but I haven't had a chance to see him actually fight. So when you look at Golovkin is a very good overall solid boxer. The only issues I have with him is defensively. We know David Lemieux is very dangerous in the early rounds because he's not coming out there to box. He's coming out there to fuck you up. So we can expect for him to come out there right after Golovkin. But what have we seen with Golovkin is Golovkin doesn't back up, and Golovkin is a very good, precise puncher to the point where he picks his punches well. And I think to myself, how can David Lemieux, hold up to that? How can he hold up to that when he's been stopped once before? And also there could be conditioning issues with David Lemieux. 30 days before the fight, right now is October the 3rd, 2015. The fight's on October the 17th. 30 days before the fight, you had David Lemieux weighing 175, and then you got Golovkin weighing, like 165. So he's always been like kind of a bulky type dude, but I'm just thinking like this is a 12-round fight and this is pay-per-view. And one thing more importantly, since Lucas Matisse just lost on this same night, right before this HBO 24/7 aired, is Golden Boy can't take 2 back-to-back losses with their big fighters. Lucas Matisse was a guy who was being rumored to be fighting Manny Pacquiao, and then you got David Lemieux, who, if he wins, he'll be the WBA Super World, the WBC mandatory for Miguel Cotto, the IBF, and the IBO champion. Even though I know that doesn't really matter, but basically, if David Lemieux was to lose, because it's so much more on this fight right now, because if David Lemieux was to lose, that'd be a second loss to a big Golden Boy fighter in 2 back-to-back losses. Lucas Matisse, him losing tonight really messed up a lot of things for Golden Boy Promotions, because this was a fight they could have won. They could have, for example, Matisse could have won, and then they say, all right, well, Matisse was supposed to win, but Lemieux versus Golovkin, Golden Boy may have been looking at that as a 50-50 fight, even though fans may not have. But they figure, okay, well, if Lemieux loses, then we still got Matisse and then Canelo, because you know they really believe that Canelo is going to beat Cotto. I believe Canelo does have a chance. But if David Lemieux loses, man, that's going to be a lot of damage to Golden Boy Promotions. And another thing, Golovkin gets a little too much heat from fans to me is because fans keep talking about why won't he fight Andre Ward. Andre Ward is officially a 175-pound fighter. Andre Ward doesn't bring in any money, and what does it mean for Golovkin to move up to fight Andre Ward at 168 in a division in which he's never been? In fact, I believe he's fought 2 fights over the 160-pound limit, and I think he's never weighed in no more than like 161 3/4 or something old crazy like that. So, you know, I like the path that Golovkin is going, because Golovkin, if he beats Lemieux, will be the WBC mandatory for the winner of Canelo versus Cotto. He'll be the IBF, the WBA Super World, and it'll only be that WBO title out there, you know, that he don't have some type of hand on or hand in some way, shape, or form. And we know Andy Lee and Billy Joe Saunders can be fighting for that. So let's say, for example, after this fight, you know, he can go after the winner versus Canelo versus Cotto versus Canelo, you know, if he beats Lemieux, or go after Andy Lee or Billy Joe Saunders. So people are telling him to move up. I'm thinking, for what? When he's got the whole 160-pound division right there waiting for him. And he's got so many big fights at 160 pounds that he could have. Names like Chris Eubank Jr., for crying out loud. I don't even know how I just threw his name out there, but I'm just saying. So I got Golovkin winning. Like I said, I am disappointed with this HBO 24/7. The good thing is there's going to be an HBO face-off with Max Kellerman for Golovkin versus Lemieux, which is going to be good, because I want to hear that broken English. I want to hear him say some fucked up shit that he don't even mean to say. You know, that's why I like listening to Golovkin talk, because I know he's going to say some old off-the-wall shit unpurposely. So I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at T Street Controversy. Go to my Facebook at T Street Controversy, and go down to the very bottom of the description box, and you'll see my personal Facebook page. You got to send a friend request. It's filling up fast, so I'm only letting certain people in to T Street Controversy. Please subscribe.